short. So pay attention, can you afford? Everyday conversation, decision making, breakdown, point of views, of course. He say, she say, see how we play. Real life issues, hit the replay. Debate in politics, what sport you profit with. Today's word news, food for thought, so come get a plate. Pull up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the episode of the Daily Short Podcast. It's me, the bald and bearded one. Unfortunately, my guys can be with me today. It's fine, but it's okay. I got a dope guest come on the podcast. She is a content creator, model, photographer, videographer, and now the ambassador for the One Music Fest in Atlanta this October. I'm joined by none other than Winsley For the Win. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
So how does it feel to be interviewed?
It's a little weird because I'm always on the other side.
Right.
And I'm
You interviewed Josh Williams, right?
Yes, that was amazing. He is an amazing actor and just an overall great guy. Like I interviewed him on the 4th of July and he didn't have to do that, but he was like, I really want to do it because I like what your content you post and stuff. So I was like, oh my God, he actually paid attention to what I do. So yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun being able to do that.
So what was that like preparing for that interview?
Oh my God, preparing for that interview. I actually have a business partner, and the night before I was up, I was watching episodes of this, episodes of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing down cards, like I'm double checking my cards. I'm doing, because this is like my first big interview that I've done. But I had planned it over some weeks, and I just kept it to myself because I didn't want anybody to necessarily know about it. But yeah, like I had been planning on it for a while, but that night before I was so nervous. I was like, man, like I'm really doing this tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be filming this. And shout out to everybody that was involved because Mental Lounge loaned me their space to be able to actually do the interview, which is beautiful. If you've never been, please go.
I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, it's very nice there.
Yeah, like they lended their space. A couple of vendors gave me some stuff to make a swag bag for him. Fat Girl Stays Better, Basho Clothing, Gray & Co, the watch company. They gave a watch to him. So yeah, shout out to all of them because it really like came together and he was shown a lot of love and he loved it. He loved it overall.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest with you, I've been doing podcasting now for about at least since 2019. And even now, I still get nervous. Even like interviewing you, I got nervous. Like, oh, Lord, let me take a little shot real quick to kind of calm the nerves because.
Oh, no, not you having to take a shot?
Yeah, hell yeah, take a shot. Hell yeah. Yeah. I had to because, just, calm the nerves. But then once, we start talking, I feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that because I was a little nervous. I keep thinking, I'm like, oh man, what they done dug up on me? That's all I get. I'm like, what they done dug up on me?
Only good stuff, no bad stuff. Like that's not what we're about. We're about like highlighting, people in our community for what they do for our city, and like really just give them their flowers on our platform. That's really our main focus, our main goal. So let's kind of go like back in the day. Where did you like go to elementary school and high school, stuff like that?
So I'm from the Ninth Ward, loud and proud. I always rep the 9. Elementary school that I went to Lorraine Bibby in Hansberry, which is no longer, but the building is still there, unfortunately, since Katrina. It's just been stagnant sitting there, which hopefully the city will get to that eventually and start opening up more schools on the Ninth Ward, but that's another topic. But yes, I'm from the Ninth Ward. I ended up eventually going towards Uptown area and towards Carrollton. I was actually at Kennedy when Katrina happened, but I lived on Xavier's campus at the time. So yeah, so I was living in Carrollton, Uptown area. Like my grandmother had moved up there, and my mother, she actually had met her husband a little before that. So we ended up moving up there. So yeah, I went to Kennedy and I lived uptown before Katrina.
Because you learned to play the trombone and piano after Katrina.
Yes.
I want to bring that up just yet, but I'm bringing it up now. So talk about you playing those instruments to help with your creativity. I know you learned that, after Katrina, dealing with the anxiety. I'm sure we all experienced that after Katrina, and you used something else so traumatic and something positive.
Me learning instruments, it kind of almost came naturally because I had so many people around me that are so creative in my life. And funny story, I actually at one point in time in the night, stayed right around the corner from Fast Domino. So I would be
Right.
walking home from school and like hear him playing piano, and I always wanted to learn how to play piano. But after Katrina, my mom was really like, I really just think that you should focus your anxiety into something positive. So ended up at a fine arts academy out in Austin, Texas, because that's where we were relocated to.
Hmm.
And she went and spoke to the head of the music department and told him, like, my daughter, she likes music. Maybe she should play piano. And I was actually pretty good at it. Like, I could still play a little some. I could compete a little bit with Alicia Keys. Not too much, though. Not too much, but I could compete a little bit. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time learning how to read music and really being dedicated to it. I even went to a state competition and got like first place in a state competition in Texas, and I had just learned how to read music. So yeah, I was very dedicated when I was in it.
Yeah. And I did see that your favorite song you like to play is "Thanks" by Alicia Keys. So, like, why that song was your favorite?
Um, well, it was if I ain't got you. If I Ain't Got You is my favorite song to play by Alicia Keys. And
Hmm.
it's really because of the beginning of it. It's just so like relaxing, and it just reminds you of a love story almost. So yeah, that's why that's my favorite song to play.
And then you became a travel medical professional. You went to Hurries and like there for a couple of years. So, why that field?
Well, I ended up getting into the medical field really because of my mother. So while we were in Austin, Texas, what made us come back to New Orleans, my mom got really sick. And she actually had cancer when we were in Austin, Texas. And I just had anxiety because I was young at the time, and somebody being stupid was like, "Here, come see her surgery in the observation room." And I really sat in the observation room and watched my mom's surgery, and I was like, "Oh, what that lady
Oh,
over there do?" Yeah,
oh.
like I watched it because I mean it was like a simple procedure, but I was like, "What that lady doing?" It was like, "Oh, that's a scrub tech." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna look into that." So
Hmm.
I ended up actually looking into it more when we moved back to New Orleans, and I ended up going to Herzing University and completing school. And I mean, I'm so blessed to be able to do that because I've helped so many people. Like I've fought COVID on the front lines. I've been all over the U.S. Like it's allowed me a lot of blessings. So I'm very grateful to be in the medical field.
Yeah, I saw you were in Seattle for a little while too. So, what was like that culture of Seattle? Like, I've never been
Ooh,
there before. I don't know what
child.
kind of countries, but that's like out there in Seattle. Besides, it always raining all the time.
I was not everybody cup of tea up there. I'll just say
Okay.
that. like I'd be walking down the street and be like, "Good morning," and people just like, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Dang, y'all rude up here,
I like down here, like,
Lord."
hey, how you doing? Yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, but it had its beautiful moments. Like during the summer, if you ever go in the springtime and go to UW's campus because they have just this entire field of cherry blossom trees. So you just in this sea of cherry blossoms, and it's so gorgeous. I live right down the street from it, and I worked at Seattle Children's, and then also during the summertime, the sun don't go down till 10, 11 o'clock at night. So you out, like you out, and you like,
Wow.
wait, it's late, and the sun's still up. So yeah, it was very different being from New Orleans, like experiencing that, especially in the fall, because you get to see the seasons change and see like the beauty of it all. So yeah, it makes you appreciate being able to see different things.
Yeah. And with that job, so you traveled a lot. So was there a part of you that didn't want to leave this city? You wanted to kind of stick around, or was that a part of you to say, "You know what? Let me go ahead and spread my wings a little bit and go to different places and explore."
Well, really, I really wanted to travel because I felt like I had always been home. Like I had always been down south. It was either Texas or Louisiana. Like my family really originates from Concord, Louisiana, and eventually came to New Orleans. So I always just said I really want to see different parts of the world and different parts of America, especially. So when the opportunity came about during COVID, because that's really when I started, they were looking for people to go to all these different places that really needed medical professionals to help combat COVID.
Hmm.
So and I got the offer to go to Seattle, and I told my mom, and she was like, "Girl, you better go. This is a once in a lifetime thing." She said, "Bye." My mom
Yeah,
literally said, "Bye," and I went and I stayed for a year. I stayed for a year, but what made me come home that snowstorm?
you can't do
I
snow.
couldn't do that.
You can't do snow.
I can't do. I could do hurricane, but I can't do snow. Mm-mm.
That's crazy. It's like hurricanes, you get like we just had, Francine, and it wasn't that bad, but people were out of power for a little while. So it's like,
Yeah.
how you compare that to a snowstorm? Like, what was that like?
So a snowstorm, the power could also go out, but you're freezing. You're
True.
freezing, and if you're in a house by yourself, you freezing,
Mm.
and the snow is like up to your knees or above. Like, and people knew I was a tourist. Like, I would walk around with this big old coat that looked like a quilt walking down the street. Like, it's for I'm not from here. Like, they have such a thing called rain pants in Seattle because it rains so hard. I'm like, who wear rain pants? Why y'all need that? Why y'all need rain pants? But yeah, they different up there.
Okay. And then you went to, I think it was San Francisco after that, like briefly.
So all the places that I've been to, working, Seattle, Brooklyn, New York, San Angelo, Texas, which is a military town in the middle of Texas, like it's West Texas. You have to go through the desert.
Mhm.
San Francisco. I went to Alaska. I even went to Canada at one point.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, I've been to a couple of places. Upstate Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi. I did hearts out there for a good while. So yeah, so I've been all over the place working.
Okay. So what was that time period? Was it mainly a year at each location, or do they kind of vary? It was contract work. So what was that time period like?
So whatever the need is for the facility. So usually if I'm like if they need me for 3 months, which is like 13 weeks, they'll just be like, hey, like could you stay for 3 months? So some facilities, while I was in San Francisco, I worked for a plastic surgeon for 1 week. And then
Mhm.
I went to an eye doctor and worked for him for like 2 weeks. So it really just depends and varies on the need of like basically your caseload and how many patients you have to see. So yeah, that's really what it varies off of. But some facilities, I remember Seattle Children's, they tried to keep me up there for 2 years and I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I like y'all, but I can't do that.
You have a daughter. So was she like traveling with you while you were doing these jobs?
So luckily, I have an amazing mother. She understands the need with me being in the medical field because even being home, I have to stay call. I have to stay late sometimes because surgery runs over. So my mother actually stepped in, especially when I was in Seattle, Washington, because at the time with travel, that's what a moolah at. So I was
Of
like, I
course.
really want to pay off my student loans, and she said, I really want you to take this opportunity to be able to take care of yourself. So she stepped in and actually helped with my daughter, and they would come visit me. One time, my mom drove across America with my daughter
Wow.
to come. Yeah, like we would make a fun thing out of it, like them going on trips and stuff like that. So yeah, like my mom was a big help when I was out of state traveling. Yeah, she is the MVP. She's sitting over here. She's sitting right over there. Like I can't really see her, but she's sitting right over here looking.
And your daughter seem to share a birth date as Jay Z, your favorite rapper. What's your favorite Jay Z
Yes,
song?
that was shady because you know what Jay Z just did. That was shady. That
It
was
wasn't the intention to be
shady.
shady. It wasn't the intention. Wasn't the intention. I promise you. It was just
You
a
about to have the
general question. That's all it was.
you about to have the city on my head for that. My favorite Jay Z song. Dang, I have so many like Big Pimpin', Money Cash. I can't say that because I love DMX. I'm a rap girl. I'm a rap girl. What's another song? Nice with him and his wife. I love that song because it's very encouraging with him, Beyonce and Pharrell off the
Yeah.
Carter's album.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love a lot of Jay Z's music, and I went to go and see his display in the Brooklyn Library last year. It was amazing. I really
Hmm.
wish we could have something like that for our artists out here in New Orleans. That would be amazing.
Do you think that's something that will happen in the future? Like
Here's
realistically?
here's hoping because I mean we the culture. New Orleans is the culture. We set the standard in all aspects, whether it be fashion, music, food, photography, how people film. Like we set the standard. People literally come here and take our culture and try to mass produce it to the world, but they can't do it how we do it. So I will always fight for my city and say that we always do it the best. We do it
Yeah.
the best.
And to you doing that traveling, did you collect tour books? I saw it's one of your favorite things to collect magazine and tour books. So, like, if you had to guess, how many tour books and magazines do you have in your house right now?
So I've collected the September issues of Vogue and Essence magazine since 2010. I have every tour I've gone to except for I hate to say it, but Velvet Rope tour from Janet Jackson was my first concert, and that
Hmm.
was in 1998. And I unfortunately lost that in Katrina, which I hate, but that was my first tour book, so that's the one that I lost. But I probably have like over 100, 200 like tour books and magazines. Like I love being able to look back at how people capture the moment in time. Because like, with me being a photographer, I just love looking back at stuff and seeing how in this time period, like this is how fashion was, and this is how people would film and do photography. So I just like to look back on that type of stuff.
And speaking about photography, I've noticed that too. That when you like make certain posts, you make an emphasis that, hey, look, y'all, make sure y'all tag me on my work. That's very important. Like you want to get your credit as you should. So, how frustrating is that to see when people try to take advantage of your work?
Um, as a female in the industry, I've learned I have to speak up for myself. One thing that I will say, like I told you, I have creative people in my family. And one person in particular, my big brother, he will always tell me to fight for my creativity because people are going to try to steal what you create, but you can't allow them to. And a lot of the time on social media, people feel as though they could just take what you've created and put it out into the world and, oh, because I'm getting the likes and you should be happy because people seeing your work. But at the end of the day, it's my work, it's my intellectual property. How I put it out into the world is how I want the world to see it. I don't need you to put your name on it and put this on it and stuff. So, and a lot of the time, like I said, females don't get credit. Like there are so many dope women that do film and photography in the city of New Orleans that don't get credited for their work. Like the young woman who just did the Frankie Beverly video for the Six Wall Steppers.
Yeah.
Like she did that amazing video, and people were taking her video and putting it all over the internet, but not even giving her credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though that's not fair because this girl, I saw her. She was literally running down the street and doing this and doing that, and she put in so much hard work. And you should receive credit for what you produce into the world, like all the time. So yeah, if somebody take my work, I'm gonna tell you that's mine.
Yeah.
And if you don't take it down, I'm gonna sue you. Get
call,
your
call Morris Bart.
Look, I could call Morris Bart. I know him. I could call him. I will call him.
Site flex. Because I know him. I like that. That's dope. And I want to credit you for what you do on social media as far as you embody self-love and like self-confidence. And that shit to me is really, really dope. So for me, I'm just kind of curious, what was your discovery like of learning self-love for yourself?
Over time, I realized I see so many people in this world, especially being in the medical field, like seeing how women literally physically change themselves in order to be loved or in order to be embraced by other people. And it took me years to really accept the fact that I only have one life. Like I'm gonna live this life to the fullest. If you don't like what you see, baby, get off my page or don't look at me. But you gonna get this body. You gonna get whatever
Yes.
body I give you.
Yeah.
You gonna get it, and that's that. If you don't like it, baby, I'm not, like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine with me. I've learned to accept that and embrace that, and especially with me being a mother, I want to show my daughter that because my mom always instilled in me that you have to love yourself in all forms, whether it be small, big. You not feeling your best, you have a pimple on your face, what have you. You have to embrace yourself because again, you only have one life. Are you gonna spend your life beating yourself up, or are you gonna spend your life living it?
Yeah. You
So
said
yeah,
it took you years. So like, I'm just kind of curious, like, how long did it really take you to really discover that self-love?
but it was a very long time where I would just like, oh, I don't like how my arms look. Like when I was younger, like my teen years, especially in high school, because I'd wear long sleeve shirts if it was hot outside. Because oh, I don't like how my arms look. Oh, you could see this and let me cover myself up and all because these people could see me and I would try to hide myself. But the older I got, the more I realized, I said, well, why am I hiding? Like, and I
Yeah.
feel like, especially when you reach 30, it's like it all goes out the window. like, it's whatever at this point. It's whatever. What you see is what you get. Deal with it.
Yeah, I think once I became like 32, that's when the hair started kind of coming out. I was like, yeah, it's kind of tough. And then after that, the gray started coming, the beard. And for a point, I did, pull them out. I was told not to do that, but I still did anyway. Cause like, man, I don't like no gray hairs in my beard. Like, there's one thing losing my hair, top of the hair.
Yeah.
Another thing than gray. Like, it was just too much. But after a while, you know what? I'm just thankful to be alive, to be who I am. I embrace it. So, yeah.
Look, you better rock that ball here. You better get that moisturizer, get that sunblock, and walk out loud and proud with your grays coming in the beard. Look, females love a good old salt and pepper beard now.
That's what I
People
heard.
love that. Females
That's what I
love a
heard.
salt and pepper beer. You better rock them grays.
Yeah, I've definitely learned to embrace that. Definitely. Well, I think you're a genius when it comes down to like taking pictures. And I did see that your great grandmother got you your first camera. Which camera was that
Yes.
exactly?
It was a Canon T6i, and I still have that camera. Like I shot those photos from Super Sunday that I posted of the Indians in the city uptown. And I always feel like my great grandmother walks with me. I feel like anything that I do, because when I first started doing social media, I doubted myself so much. Like I started out in the YouTube era. Like when girls
Mhm.
were on YouTube, like, hi, today we're gonna be doing this. I
Yeah,
got this makeup, and she told me, she was like, you have a voice, use it. And she encouraged me. So she told me, like, let's go for a ride. And I took her, she was like, let's stop over here. She brought me a camera, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and use my camera. And the first photo I took on the camera was actually of my brother in the Indian suit, and Times Picayune picked it up. So that was like a really big deal for me, like seeing how my great grandmother really believed in me. So I know, like, she unfortunately passed in 2018, but I know she still like watches over me, and she's like, keep going, keep pushing. So yeah,
yeah,
that meant a lot.
definitely. And how did that gradually go to become a videographer?
So I started seeing moments around the city that I didn't want it just to be a photo. Like I wanted to do a video of it, and I wanted to film this and film that, and I just want to show my city in the best light. Because like I said, I feel like people come to our city and they film us, and it's from their perspective, but you never get to see it from our perspective, from somebody that's native and that really loves what they do and in this place that they come from. So I always just said, you know what, I'm gonna just start filming this and filming that, and I'm gonna just put it out there. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, it's mine to love, and that's fine. And it's crazy the responses that I get from some of my work. Like I love seeing how people from all walks of life come in, like my videos, and like, oh my God, I gotta come to this place. People from the city show me love. They'll see me in the street and like, oh, I saw your video. So yes, it means so much to me that people just give me this outpouring of love for my work.
And I remember one picture I saw that it was a great picture, by the way, in which you supposed to have a photo shoot, and the photographer didn't make it. You did yourself. So talk about
Yes.
just how that happened.
Man, I was in Seattle, Washington, and again, I said I'm a female in this industry, and sometimes people do feel as though they could take advantage of you being a woman, and it just wasn't comfortable for me. And I told them it's fine. You don't have to, do this photo shoot. And I had me this beautiful coat, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just go outside and take some pictures. I was on like a busy street in the middle of Seattle, Washington, and I did that on my phone. Actually, I didn't do that on my camera. I actually did that on my iPhone and
Nice.
just put it on a little tripod, and I just was like snapping pictures, and people on the street were like, you better go, girl. And
Yeah.
I was feeling it, and I love how the pictures turned out. But yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite pictures actually.
So then I'm sure that gradually led to you be part of the Neutral Grounds team.
Well, funny enough, I started working with Nutri in 2018. Like I started at like a very long time ago. I'm so grateful for Brent and Blair Craig. Those are the creators of the page. And it's actually a team of us. It's like a family of us. Like everybody has their niche and what they do in particular. But I came in at a time where it was primarily articles. And my first article, I hate to even say, but it was about the cucumber challenge. I don't know if you remember that. When the girls would do
Kind of,
that
sort
online.
of.
Oh Lord, like if you Google it, Lord, please, if a child listening to this, don't Google it. But that was my
Okay.
very first article, and he was like, "I like this." Like he was like, "This is very different," and like it just went from there. Like I just kept writing and doing photography and exclusive stuff, and it allowed me to be able to do other things like working with Super and Judy on the big toy giveaway that they had in the
All that, yeah.
Superdome, and yeah, so I've done a lot of things from working with Neutrons, but also like with my connections, I've been able to bring some things into Neutron. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the relationship that I have with them, and seeing how that page has grown to what it is. It's phenomenal seeing that.
Like you say, that we were there from the beginning, from 2018. So you can remember at that point how many followers they have on Instagram.
Oh man,
If you
I don't even remember, to be honest. I really, but I know it's not what it is now.
and now it was like 190K, something like that.
Yeah, we almost had a quarter of a mil, and it's like it's a labor of love from all of us. Like
Yeah.
everything, like we have a group chat. We really like talk to each other about different things going on in the city, give each other advice on articles or what have you. So yeah, it's really a labor of love. Like every single thing that we do on that page is to inform our city or make our city smile in any capacity. Like anything that we do is for them. It's for the love.
Yeah. And then one of your recent assignments was actually going to Essence Fest interviewing like Jacquees and Raheem Dufon. So what was that experience like?
Oh man, I was so nervous because this was my first time. Like I said, like Essence Fest was my first time doing this. And mind you, like the week before, I had actually gotten into a car wreck, like a bad car wreck.
Oh,
So I was like, God, like if this is for me, like please just keep me still. When I got to interview Jacquees, I'm sorry. He came in and I was really nervous and I kept thinking, I was like, oh yeah, because he signed with Cash Money, and I was like, I gotta ask him this question. And I asked him, like, how he feels about New Orleans. And when he answered it, I was like, oh, like he actually, like he's very down to earth, very respectful. But then he brought out Papados, and it like I posted it on Neutral Grounds, and I'm literally in the comments telling people, don't y'all start because y'all love. Look, if it's not, people love to throw it out there because Papados not even in the city. What is that? We don't even have. And I'm like, y'all don't do that. At least that man answered my question.
right.
Like he didn't even have to do that. But I have more footage from that as well. Like it was amazing to see BG on stage. Like I got that amazing photo of him at Essence, and just seeing like Juvie and all them in the element. Like I'm a fan girl of all the hot boys and Cash Money in general.
Speaking of Cash Money, what were your thoughts when it was first announced about the halftime performer for the Super Bowl?
You messy.
A little bit. I
You
got a little
messy.
bit, not a lot, but just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. I know you're a
You
K Dot
messy.
fan. I know you are. So
So here's the thing, because I love both Wayne and Kendrick Lamar. But here's the thing, I feel as though people feel like because it's in New Orleans that it should automatically go to Wayne. And that's not always how things work. And what I love is that Wayne was so humble and gracious in his response to it all and thanked everybody for the love. Because if you go on Kendrick Lamar page, I sure commented like, I love you, but you better bring Wayne out. I literally commented, I was like, I love you, but if you don't bring him out, it's gonna be a problem. Like it's K Dot. Like, come on now. Come on now. But that whole situation, like, I just wanted to be out the group chat. Like, it went from being Wayne to like people was fussing about Jay-Z, and I'm just like, y'all have to understand. Also, like they saying ultimately Jay-Z has the choice, but part of me kind of feel like, does he really have the choice? Because if
I
he
don't think
had
he
the choice,
does.
I would have.
I don't think
I
he
feel like,
does.
but I feel like he would have chose the Carter. Like I feel like he would have chose Wayne.
Mm,
So I feel like everybody's putting that on him, but I really feel like he probably would have chose Wayne, especially with it being in New Orleans, and it's like all this uproar of Cash Money and the High Boys back together. And I mean, I get it. We've had the Super Bowl the most times, like ever. Like I get that, but I feel as though it would have been phenomenal to see Wayne in a Superdome, bring the elements of our city to the stage. Yes, it would have been amazing, but also it's like I'm at a loss because I'm like, I love Kendrick and I know
mm,
what Kendrick produces. And Kendrick brought the first Emmy for the Super Bowl with the performance that he did with Dr. Dre. So I'm like, the first
right.
Emmy ever that was for a halftime performance was produced by Kendrick Lamar. So it's like, but I love them both. Like, I'm from the
Yeah.
city. So I got to be like, no, I'm going for Wayne, but then I love Kendrick. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's, it's hard. It's
Yeah,
hard.
I know. I get it. And I was having a conversation with my friend about this other day, and I really think, to what you saying earlier, I think for the most part, the people that come to the Super Bowl are not really people from the city. They're just people from outside. They're just like, Ohio, Cali, and it's just coming in. They're not gonna be familiar with Lil Wayne's music like we would be. Like, it would be just a whole different like thing. Like, oh, Lil Wayne, okay, we know him, but we won't really know him. You know what I mean?
Like
So
we do. Yeah.
right. So like, but who has more like local, well, national appeal? Lil Wayne or Kendrick? And we all know the whole Kendrick and Drake, back and forth. So
Child.
obviously, Kendrick will bring more attention to the halftime performance.
But also, like I said, like Kendrick Lamar is an amazing performer. Like every single performance or concert that I've been to with him is different. It gives like even though I'm listening to some of the same songs again, It's always a different experience every single time. And even with Wayne, like when Wayne gets on stage, he has such a phenomenal stage presence. And it's just fun to see him on stage in general because
Yeah.
he rarely does it now. So it's like, it's just amazing to see him being able to perform. So it's like, oh Lord, the city was in shambles. Like, and then I was the person that delivered the news, of course.
Oh, this oh, okay.
So they told me up, per usual. They told me up. I was like, y'all dragging me down the river for this. Like, I chose the man. I didn't choose him. I did not choose this man.
Oh, poor thing. But
It comes with the territory. It's fine.
but I like to that point. I do agree. I think somehow, some way, I think Kendrick will bring out Lil Wayne. For some, I had this feeling. There's no way that Lil Wayne would not pop up somehow, some way. I just don't believe that.
Well, I feel as though Kendrick Lamar, like how his mind works and how he performs, I feel as though his performance in general is gonna in some way show elements of New Orleans. Like, quote me on that. I feel as though if he don't bring the Bay to New Orleans, he's definitely gonna bring New Orleans to the world stage, and that's what I feel like. Because he loves to show people culture. Like he's all for the culture. And I'm still mad that he been doing a beanie weenie on stage. I feel like low key he been trying to tell us this for months. Like, yeah, I'm doing a beanie weenie. Y'all need to know I'm coming to New Orleans. I feel like he been telling us this since the thing in Compton. For what that was for Juneteenth, I feel like he been telling us that since then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not lying. He was doing a beanie weenie, so
Yeah.
he might have been telling us.
Yeah, I think I even saw on social media about some people weren't really supporting the idea of Lil Wayne when the whole thing happened about him now commenting on the Black Lives Matter movement, about him now seeing racism. I was like, to me, that shouldn't be a reason to not, support Wayne. Like, to me, that's kind of stupid. But that can be, to some people, the reason why they wouldn't want to book Wayne to come to the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but everything's so political nowadays. That's why I try to stay away from the mess, baby. I stay as neutral.
Neutral grounds.
Neutral grounds. I stay as neutral. Leave me. Look, I ain't been it. I ain't in it.
Exactly.
I'm not in
it. Yeah. So now to kind of fast forward a little bit, like I said, you're an official ambassador for the One Music Fest in Atlanta. So how did that come about?
So crazy enough, I went to One Music Fest last year and I had an amazing time. I had a viral moment actually watching Kendrick Lamar. I was rapping to somebody random in the crowd and I posted a video and the people found him. I didn't even know this man's name. I didn't know who he was. Like, they literally found him on the internet and we ended up becoming friends. We're friends now, but I posted footage from that last year. And again, this year I saw Jadakiss because Jadakiss was there last year. Jadakiss and the Locks. They were there last year, and he was at Essence Fest. So I did like this video of a split from One Music Fest to Essence Fest, like watching Jadakiss and rapping to his song. And they reached out to me and were like, "Oh man, that's dope! Like, we have content creators. Like, would you like to do this?" And I had been working like on this for like a while, and I had the contract, and I was going back and forth, and me and my business partner were going over it and stuff like that, and it just all the stars aligned and everything, and it just came together and I became an ambassador, and I'm very grateful for it. Like, this is the first big scale thing that I'm doing. So yeah, so I'm very excited. Like, I love going to Atlanta because I have friends and some family out there. So yeah, I'm excited, and then it's right before my birthday. It's Scorpio season.
Oh, cut up. Oh, I'm gonna cut up. It's the 26th and 27th of October, right?
Yes, this is 26th and 27th October. And Cardi B, she just had a baby and she said, I'm still performing. She in the gym. I said, dang, Cardi, you made me feel lazy.
Damn, huh?
Yeah, she just had a baby and she already in the gym talking about, I hope y'all ready to see me in Atlanta. I said, girl, you just pushed the baby out.
She's like, damn, I'm gonna get this bag. So
the B stands for bag with Cardi B. It definitely stands for bag.
And I also noticed too that you do a great job of, like I said earlier, about the content creating, which you go different places, like you do reviews. And I had the opportunity to have a conversation with Mr. Happy Hour. And I kind of asked him, hey, how do you go about, going different places? Like, how you know what place to go to and try their food? He's like, man, I just kind of go on social media and see what's kind of popping. And I kind of do my own little thing. So what's your method for going to different places and trying their food and drinks?
So funny enough, people actually just reach out to me. Like, I started out just doing like little small videos. And I guess people just like the content that I produce. And I have a filming partner, Eric McCoy, that's my business partner with Whim Media. And we just started like doing these really cool videos just to be creative and try it out. and people just started reaching out to us like, hey, like you come here. And my favorite though is Verdict. That's like my favorite video.
Okay.
It's a restaurant out of New Orleans East, and I just love going there and being able to experience that. And even Minted, like I've been all over the place. I've been to Minted, Verdict, like I've been all over the place. But being able to produce quality content for these, especially for Black owned businesses, I feel like is pivotal because we need to be able to support our community, especially Black owned businesses. So yeah, I love doing it. I love, when people reach out to me like, hey, you want to come over? And I'm like, heck yeah, I'll come over.
Hey, say less, right?
Look, say less when I'm coming. Look, we
Yeah.
sitting down together. Come on. So yeah, I love being able to try out new spaces and being able to meet the staff. And like I really like I'll go and meet the staff and like sit down and talk to them and ask them about like what it's like working there. And it's an amazing experience to be able to see all these different faces and people.
So Essence Fest, French Quarter Fest, and Jazz Fest. Out of those three, which one would you take out and why?
Why would you say that? You're gonna have the whole city dragging me. Oh my God, that's not nice. That's not
Hey.
nice. That's not nice. I don't think. Cause see, this is the thing. I feel like so. This is why I would take this festival out, but I will put it at a different time. I would just totally take it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take Essence Fest out and put it more towards the fall because it'd be too hot.
That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing?
Look, put Essence Fest. Look, could we have Essence Fest and Bayou Classic like within the same week? Oh, I would love that. Fall, look, I got all the boots. I got the thigh high boots. I'm good. Look, I'll be out. It's chilly out. I can be cute. I can have my hair blown out. See, during Essence Fest during the summer, you gotta have your hair pressed out and you're sweating. But I love it though. I love seeing all the different people from. Like I said, I love meeting new people, especially people from all over the world. Like I met people all the way from London during Essence Fest, and they had
Yeah.
came down. So yeah, I love being able to experience it. But it just be so hot. Jazz Fest too. Jazz Fest, it be so hot. You gonna look at your phone. They say your phone temp too hot. I'm like, I ain't even do nothing on the phone.
Oh, you get in your car like 101 degrees. I'm like, how? How is this possible?
No, it's under a tree. How is it that hot?
We're not under a tree though.
No, for real. I was like, I parked under a tree. I was like, how is my car like 100 or something? It's under trees. But yeah, I wouldn't take any festival out because I feel like every festival has its own unique style. Like French Quarter Fest, I feel like it's more so chill, laid back. You can bring your chair and have you a little bit and whatever and just chill and have fun with your family and see local talent. With Jazz Fest, it's a mixture of both big name talent and local talent. And it's on a larger scale because it's at the fairgrounds and that's tradition. Like sitting in a quiet tent and being able to watch some of the greatest people, being able to sing or going to see some of the greatest talents. Like I got to see J. Cole at Jazz Fest. I got to see Katy Perry. Like I got to see Frankie Beverly that one. So it's that's memories. And with Essence, of course, like I started going to Essence when I was a kid because my mother, she was a makeup artist, so I would go with her actually when she worked. And I would be able to sneak off and like see some of the acts or see some of the famous people and stuff like that. So I can't take anything away. That's a really hard question. Like you was messing for that. You was messing for that.
Okay.
That was mean.
Okay, that's
You
my
gonna
last.
have-
That's my last
people
question.
on my neck for that.
Okay, wait. My final question would be: is actually so we talked about the Super Bowl coming up in February, the same time as Mardi Gras. So talk about how crazy it's going to be in February 2025.
So here's the thing. So the last Super Bowl that was here, I actually was fortunate enough to be able to be a part of the halftime production. And working under Beyonce was amazing. Like that woman, we was in the Alero Center deep, like putting that show together. And it was amazing to be able to work under her and see how the production itself came together and how it came out beautifully. But I know without a doubt with all these people that have moved to the city since the last Super Bowl, with all the like the new buildings that have been built and everything else, and it's just gonna be chaotic. Like I know and I love my city, but I know it's gonna be so chaotic. Like, and I know us first responders, baby, we finna be working. We finna be working. We're gonna be working, but I know it's gonna be fun because people that are coming for that get to experience both Mardi Gras and the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I know it's gonna benefit my city as well. Like the hardworking people in New Orleans, especially in the service industry downtown, like they're gonna benefit from it, and it's gonna bring a lot of business to them. So I'm happy for that as well. But it's gonna be hectic. Oh, I know it's gonna be. Oh Lord, I can't wait to see the pictures of the traffic on the bridge with the
Oh,
lights. Like I can't wait to see all the brake lights and then the pretty lights on the bridge.
on that bridge, all those damn lights on that damn bridge. Yeah, all you see is red lights. Red lights.
Red lights, all you gonna see is red. They should put the bridge lights red so it can match the brake lights. It's gonna be atrocious.
Oh my god! And they look, $25 million on those damn lights.
Look, don't get me started because they told me up on my comments about that. I'm like, y'all, just appreciate the drone video. Like my business partner did it. He filmed it with his drone, and I went and edited it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put Kanye West on there because I love Kanye. And they was tearing me up in them comments. They was because them lights could have been a whole fix. I said, for y'all, just like the video and go to a city council meeting. Let's go to city council. Let's roll up on city council together. We could do it together, Fat.
Let's go to the account. Right down Loyola. Go ahead. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
let's go together. I'll go with y'all.
So, like, do you actually like kind of go back and forth with people in the comments, or you just kind of like, nah, I'm not all the type of energy to kind of go back and forth with you?
On a good day, I'll tussle. But you on a good, I'm not gonna lie. I might tell you a joke, but I'm not gonna tell you a lie. On a good day, I'll tussle. But for the most part, I try to stay away from it because I know it's people that usually just do that just to get a rise out of you and just be negative. Like you said, like you brought up the fact that I'm so comfortable within myself. People, I'll sometimes wake up to hate on my page just because I'm comfortable with myself. So I've learned over time, you just gotta let people say what they're gonna say because they're gonna say what they want to say regardless.
Exactly. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. It's been such a great conversation. Like, I don't think it's an interview. I think it was a conversation just to highlight what you've been doing. You know, not only for you, but for your family and for Nutri-Grounds. You did a great job. And like I said before,
Thank you.
I learned a lot from you about, self-love and self-discovery. Like, that shit to me was very, very dope. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, that was.
Because you're gonna make me cry.
Don't make me cry. Don't do that. But no, I just want to give you flowers for that. Because I mean, that truly was very inspirational. And again, congrats to you being an ambassador for the fest. That's going to be dope too. So I'm looking
I
forward
got
to
some more stuff. I got some more stuff I'm announcing soon. So be looking out for it.
Yeah, can't wait. And I'm looking forward to more great content from you as well, from you and Nutri-Grounds team.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate being on here. And tell the guys I say hey, even though they wasn't here, that's fine.
Yeah, they ain't shit. I love them though.
Oh,
I love them though. I love them. They know I love them.
Messy boots. Why are you being messy? See?
I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. Martin and Justin, I love you guys. Just so you know. Yeah.
That's better. There you go.